Welcome to Uncloaked, a cybersecurity podcast brought to you by BlackCloak, the pioneer in digital executive protection and leader in personal cybersecurity. I'm your host, Dan Vasco, and today we are discussing what is Concierge Cybersecurity, and I'm joined now by Sam Stiles, Head of Customer Success at BlackCloak. Sam, thank you so much for being here. Excited to discuss this with you today.
Thank you for having me.
So I'm going to start with a pretty broad question to begin with, because obviously this is a big part of what we do here. Cybersecurity is a wide-ranging field, but when we talk about luxury concierge cybersecurity, that's a unique aspect. So can you tell me, what is concierge cybersecurity in a nutshell?
So luxury concierge cybersecurity is that holistic approach. So it's having a whole team dedicated to you that knows around the clock what your risk profile is. They're ready to respond to you, and you know who they are. It's not just technology running in the background. So you have a whole team protecting your cybersecurity and privacy.
And when we talk about, the clientele, especially here at BlackCloak, the high net worth individual, the high profile individual, that attack surface is much greater. It's larger, and cyber criminals obviously are honing in on that specific target. They're more incentivized. So given that, can you speak to the importance of having this comprehensive solution that BlackCloak offers tailored for them, which includes, of course, this concierge aspect where they can have that team they know they can rely on to respond to those incidents, because it's not just about incident response in and of itself, but it's having that team of experts that know how to take action and actually get that incident resolved.
Exactly. So yes, they have a wider attack surface. Cyber criminals obviously are incentivized, whether it be for notoriety, reputational damage, whatever, financial, obviously. And general cybersecurity practices just don't hold up in those situations. So you really need someone like BlackCloak that knows what your travel life is, what your risks are. We'll do travel assessments to tell you locales and risks in those areas. We have, again, the whole team there. So let's say you were going to have to speak to Congress or something that's very high profile, you can let BlackCloak know. We'll make sure that all your protections are in place, and we're keeping an eye on the chatter and making sure everything's nice and secure.
That's what's a really cool aspect of all of this, I think, is those unique situations, not just for the individual. We don't just, assess your risk profile from the start and then end there. It's about those ad hoc situations. Hey, I'm traveling to such and such country. What's going on there? Is there anything I need to know about? Are there certain places I should go to? Are there certain places I should avoid? Things like that. That all kind of wraps into it. So what I'm getting from what you're saying here is it's a team of experts in a variety of avenues. There's some that can respond to the incidents for you. There are some that are ready to do that threat intelligence, and there are others available to answer questions. So that brings me to my next question about not just being incident response. You mentioned the travel assessments and the travel guides, which are a huge bonus. But it's also about being proactive when it comes to common questions or common scams. Right. Can you speak to how the BlackCloak concierge team helps a member with any question that they have, whether it's, hey, is this a phishing email? Or, hey, what do I do in this particular situation? I'm looking at this security provider, et cetera. That there really is no limit to the questions, I suppose.
Absolutely. Because cybersecurity, it's not one and done. We can't just set you up and you're secure forever. There's always going to be a new threat out there. There's always going to be something educational that you could be a little more aware and protected. So it's a journey, and it can be overwhelming for some people of like, oh, I can't keep up with all the scams and all of the threats out there. But you don't have to worry about it because you have BlackCloak in place. So we'll make sure that you're aware of latest and greatest scams that are coming out. We'll send out cybersecurity alerts for anything that's actually out in the wild. And then we have a whole team that will proactively make the cybersecurity journey totally not overwhelming. You have somebody right there to help you each step of the way, making sure you're a little more secure. and not taking it all in at once and feeling overwhelmed. So you know you have that whole team, to your point, of from incident responders to asking questions such as, is this phishing email? We'll get some of those. And we always want people ask the smallest questions.
Yeah.
Because the smallest little incident can actually be the start of a much greater incident. So we want to know if anything ever, this doesn't feel right, ask us and we will direct you and make sure. And yeah, the team goes from everything, from the incident response, which are highly emotional, to, hey, we're waiting on hold for a restoration specialist for your ID theft, and we'll call you when they get back on the line. Like, our team will sit there and wait on hold for you.
See, that's honestly, that's a huge bonus for a lot of people, I think, right? To know that yeah, absolutely. And also to know that you have someone in your corner that's there with you. They're not just kind of tossing you to the wolves and saying like, oh, hey, I've given you the answers here, now you go do. It's like, no, they're active and they're with you
the entire time. And, a lot of times we'll see people come in with an incident, and what happens is something's wrong. Oh, I got a pop-up, and they'll search on Google to figure out what to do to get out of the situation, and they'll compound it because, oh, the first number they called was actually not Microsoft, it's a scammer, and then it's much, much worse. So like, while people do try to self-serve, it is very helpful to have those experts that know exactly how to respond, because time is obviously really critical in those situations.
That speaks to your earlier point too about how one small thing can balloon, right?
Yeah,
and so
exactly.
it really is about, we talk about vigilance all the time, and like, they prey on the urgency of the moment a lot of times. And so, yeah, it can be that simple. Oh, I'm fast Google searching, not really thinking, and I'm clicking on this, first result that pops up or whatever. And then
it's legit. It's got the right logo. It's a 800 number. Yeah, exactly. They do. They get you in that state of mind, which also adds to the team, how trained they are to deal with that anxiety that people come in, the shame and embarrassment. The first time I was on an incident response call at BlackCloak, I was just blown away by the team's skill and training in dealing with the situation and getting people to understand that it's behavioral science. They do this on purpose, and they get you into that fugue state of like, can't make rational decisions. And when you come out of it, you're so embarrassed and, oh my God, how did I fall for this? And it's like, no, it's a billion-dollar industry. Like, everyone's falling for it. They do it on purpose. So just having to deal with that, it's really, really mind-blowing, and it puts a purpose behind everything we do, that it's actually individuals and that they're real lives. And scary, but I'm glad to be here and doing it. So
that's why there's an industry for the cyber criminals, and that's why there's an industry for the cybersecurity teams and experts, because it is so constantly evolving. And you can't possibly expect the average individual, or even someone who takes an interest, to constantly be up to date on all the latest scams and techniques. So that's why having a expert team, that it's their job to be on top of what the latest stuff is, right?
It is. It's a lot out there. They're very innovative, these criminals. So yeah.
For sure. Yeah. And AI is just obviously adding a whole new layer to all of that. In your discussions with members, what has stuck out to you as being their main reason? And maybe we've already kind of touched on it throughout this discussion, but their main reason for choosing BlackCloak and wanting that concierge cybersecurity touch.
Well, the cybersecurity industry for corporate society is a huge industry. We're very protected inside those walls. And I just think that it's been a blind spot for so long in personal lives. And a lot of the people that come to us, they want their executives all protected, but they don't want to be involved in their personal lives. It's a weird boundary even for them to cross, and let alone the executives who are like, I don't want you to own my personal life and my corporate life. So I think that on our enterprise side of the business, that's really the biggest. Having that protection, but still separation, is a huge component to it. And then obviously, all of the threats that are out there, people come in with, oh, I did click on this. What do I do? So that remediation, and then they find the continuing value and just being aware. I mean, social engineering continues to be one of the top areas that people get popped or breached. So that, having us there to help them, oh no, I did put my name in something, or I just clicked through this, and what do I do now? And we can help remediate that and clean it up. So that's a big one too.
I'm sure that we have, a few of the most common incidents that come in through BlackCloak, but overall, it's probably a super wide range, right? I mean, we're seeing all types of breaches and all types of attacks.
Exactly. I mean, and just out-of-band communications, again, is a huge one for the enterprise population. Who doesn't use their phone and text messages and everything, and like the corporate environment isn't using that? So how am I verifying that this isn't a spoofed number that I'm texting and it's actually Dan? So
that's a great point. Before we close, I did want to speak to the personal aspect of this when it comes to that connection with the BlackCloak concierge team and the member. That's a super important part of this too, right? You talked about, the professionalism and kind of the calming effect that the concierge team can have, because we're talking about people potentially in the worst spot they've been in their lives. Right. They're at the very heightened state of anxiety and not knowing. So having somebody that, one, they can trust as an expert to deal with it, but also somebody they recognize and somebody who has that ability to calm the situation and walk them through that whole process. What does that mean for the client?
Yeah, so we are designed in such a way to make it where you'll see the same person over and over. So, you do build that trust and relationship with that person. You don't feel like you have to explain, oh, I had this incident 4 months ago with you guys and XYZ. We make sure that everybody on the team, but you can have that consistency, which is that trust piece. Again, we're not just technology running in the background. We're human beings who understand your risk, your personality, your concerns. So it makes a big difference, I think, in that calming effect and just trust. And we do see that once people have an interaction with us, whether it be their onboarding session or, a different security review or something, the minute they have that bond with somebody on the team, then it's just, the floodgates are open and it's everything. Like, oh, Sam, I had a question about this. And they'll just keep coming back.
That's what we want.
Yeah, exactly. So we do see that, you just got to get them comfortable and realize, oh my gosh, there's a whole team here that I can ask anything. One of my favorite knowledge-based articles is like, why to contact BlackCloak Concierge? Mm-hmm. It's just like, oh, I got a breach letter. Oh, my kid downloaded this game. Is this safe? Like, it's all sorts of different questions that you can ask. So,
yeah, some people just need the permission to ask, right? And then once they get it and once they feel comfortable, they're like, okay, now I'm in my zone. I can ask all of these questions, which is great. Yeah, the more education and the more answers we can provide, obviously the better prepared everybody's going to be in that situation. So, Sam, thank you so much for being here with us today. This is great, and appreciate all the work you're doing here at BlackCloak and your team. It obviously makes a big impact on the clients, and so thanks so much for taking some time out, and it's great to be here in person as well.
All right, thanks for having me, Dan.
Of course. You can listen to all episodes of Uncloaked at blackcloak.io/podcasts or on your platform of choice. And if you're interested in becoming a member or want to learn more about how to protect your digital life, visit us at blackcloak.io. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Uncloaked.